You may have missed it because of all that was going on yesterday, but last night the House overwhelmingly passed the $78 billion bipartisan tax bill. Yes, this is the one that slightly expands the child tax credit. But, before you start freaking out about how this is going to impact your tax return, just hang on. We still have a very long way to go and a lot of obstacles ahead before this thing gets to the finish line. The final vote in the House last night was 357 to 70. Democrats got this one across the finish line with 188 yes votes and 169 Republican yes votes. More Republicans voted no with 47 and 23 Democrats voted no. 5 lawmakers did not vote. Now, because of the mechanism the House Speaker was using, the bill required a 2/3 majority to pass. And obviously, the Speaker was successful with that because of the help of Democrats, which is not what his far-right Republican colleagues like to see. And speaking of Republicans, there are several key Republicans in the Senate who are already lining up to vote no on this bill. And remember, you need 60 votes to pass a bill in the Senate. That would mean all the Democrats and independents, plus at least 9 Republicans would have to say yes for this bill to move forward. Plus, the timeline on this is really, really tight. The Senate has a lot of other bigger issues to deal with that are honestly higher on the pecking order than this bill. Not to mention, bills just take longer to get through the Senate process. So like I said, don't hold your breath on this one. It's going to be a while before we know if this thing will pass. But if you want to know what's in it, I told you all about it in this video a few weeks ago, and it's important for you to understand that these provisions could still change in the Senate. But for now, I will tell you what's not included in the bill because I think that will help more. The monthly child tax credit payments, like some parents saw during the pandemic, they are not coming back. They are not included in this bill. During the pandemic, some parents also saw the child tax credit increase to either $3,000 or $3,600, depending on the age of their child. That too, not included, not coming back. So here's what is included in this bill that will, if passed, expire in 2025. And I'm going to warn you, it's sort of technical stuff, but there are 3 main items. 1, qualified parents are going to get an inflation adjustment on their child tax credit of about $100. Currently, the child tax credit gives qualified parents $2,000 in tax credits per child. For the majority of parents, that would not change under this new bill for this year's taxes, but moving forward on 2024 and 2025 taxes, the bill would adjust the child tax credit for inflation for the first time. So most parents would, like I said, see $100 extra in their tax credit. 2, for lower income families, the child tax credit would eventually be fully refundable. Currently, only families that owe enough taxes receive the full $2,000 credit per child. That is because the credit reduces the amount of taxes you owe. It's not like a $2,000 check. It is not fully refundable, meaning many low-income families who don't earn enough income to owe more taxes than the credit is worth cannot take full advantage of the child tax credit. But under this new bill, there would be a phased-in approach for these lower-income families. Starting with 2023 taxes, low-income families who don't pay enough income taxes could get up to $1,800 of the $2,000 per child credit. In tax year 2024, that credit would be refundable up to $1,900 and then would become fully refundable, so all $2,000 in tax year 2025, along with that inflation adjustment of about $100 that I mentioned before. And 3, for taxpayers in 2024 and 2025, parents would be allowed to pick the current tax year or prior tax year of income to determine the eligibility for the child tax credit. That means families who earn too little to benefit from the child tax credit could still qualify if they earned enough the year before to do so. That is particularly important for poorer Americans who sometimes have volatile incomes from year to year. Now, aside from all this child tax credit stuff, this tax bill also retroactively reinstates several business tax changes that were included in the Republicans' 2017 tax law that had expired. These reinstated tax changes would help companies with interest costs, capital expenses, and research spending. I'll keep you posted to let you know when and if this tax bill gets a vote date in the Senate.